February 25.
We are continuing with the
Inquest into the Highgate incident. Mr. Valdi, is it your witness?
Yes, my lord, apologies for the We have been experiencing some technical challenges this morning in getting the live video link with Mr. Mhlala, who's currently in Indonesia. My lord, we have been talking about a potential plan B if the technical difficulties prove to be insurmountable.
Yes.
That plan B is that Mr. Mhlala is in fact returning to South Africa in mid-February, and in consultation with our learned friends for the state, which we still have to confirm with your lordship, we're looking at returning to court in the last week of March, the week in which we were meant to have closing arguments.
Yes.
But as your lordship is aware, there are quite a few outstanding witnesses, and so we still need to plan that week.
Yes.
But if we don't have a good enough link with this witness this morning, then there is the possibility of calling him to personally testify here in East London in that week.
Yes.
And I have checked with Letlapa Mhlala, and he's indicated willingness to accommodate us if need be.
Very well. Very well.
My lord, before we proceed, a few housekeeping matters. We were meant to also call another expert witness today, Ms. Louise Flanagan. She did in fact travel to East London last night, and we did manage to finalise her expert report. However, this morning she had a conversation with me, and she made a request not to testify today because she felt somewhat overwhelmed and unready to proceed today. And so she made that request, my lord, and we feel the need to accommodate her because we don't wish her to put her in a position to testify when she doesn't feel 100% ready to do so. So we have been having discussions with her. She is an expert on history and regional political dynamics of the Eastern Cape. We think that she can add a great deal of value to these proceedings. With the leave of the court, we'd like to excuse her from testifying today, and we hope to either call her in that last week of March, or failing that, to at least put up a detailed affidavit from her.
So we will excuse Ms. Flanagan from the proceedings for today.
As the court pleases. We have also informed our learned friends from the state in this regard, and we are looking at possibilities of using the available time. We'll bring that to your lordship's attention once we're done with this witness.
Very well.
My lord, also to bring to your attention that we have completed the inspection and loco report, and we provided a copy to our learned friends from the estate yesterday morning. And as soon as they have given us any feedback or any changes that they would like to see, we'll hand it up. That could potentially be done as soon as we hear from them, but I expect that will be soon, either later today or tomorrow.
Very well.
So, my Lord, with the leave of the court, we would like to virtually call our next witness. His name is Mr. Lechlapa Moritshoge Impalela. My Lord, if you would like me to spell those names, I'll do so. So the first name is Letlapa, Letlapa. The middle name is spelled Moratshoge, and his surname Mplalele, Nphahlele. If I didn't get the spelling of the name correct, I'm sure our witness will correct me in that regard.
Yes. Very well.
Perhaps he could be sworn in, my Lord.
Yes, it moves. You can control the crows on
Yes, my Lord. He did warn us that there might be a noise factor. He is in a town in Indonesia where there are some animals, livestock. There might also be a call to prayer. He warned us in advance.
Well, this is accounted for.
Indeed, my Lord.
Mr. Pashlera. Good morning. Are you able to hear me?
There is an echo. I didn't hear you, my Lord.
Yes. Let me just introduce myself to you. I'm just a sportgieter.
Okay, can you mute?
We're all muted.
We are muted.
We're all muted.
We are muted. Speakers are off. Do you want to just use my laptop? I can bring it to the front.
The actual speaker.
It's off.
All right. Sorry, sir. We're just trying to sort out some technical difficulties. We also have an echo here.
Perhaps we can try again, my Lord. We've made an adjustment.
Very well. Let's try again. Just indicate to me if you can hear me better this time around. Mr. Pashlera?
Just take me off mute.
We're going to try again, Mr. Pashlera. I just want to check if you can hear me a bit better this time. Oh, it's muted. All right, let's try again. I'm trying to just confirm whether you can hear me better this time around. All right. So good morning to you.
Good morning, my Lord.
We are going to do our best to take your testimony virtually today. If we have insurmountable difficulties, then we will have to rearrange and try and accommodate you when you are actually physically back in South Africa. But we'll nevertheless try today. So the procedure is that my secretary will administer an oath to you, and once that is done, Advocate Vani, who represents the families and the survivors, will then present your evidence. So hopefully that is in order.
It is, my lord.
Thank you. We'll try and administer the oath if I can find my secretary. She's also disappeared.
Good morning, sir. Can you state your full names to the court, please?
Pardon?
Can you state your full names to the court, please? Your
Litapa Moransure Mpahlele.
Thank you. Do you have any objection in taking the oath?
I have no objection.
Do you consider the oath binding on your conscience?
Yes.
Do you swear that the evidence will give in front of the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
When I'm an atheist, I'll affirm.
Confirm. Thank you, sir. Witnesses can confirm.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Mpaslela. It's over to you. Let's try our best.
Indeed, my lord, that's all we can do. But luckily, we do have a plan B if it doesn't work out.
Yes.
My lord, with your permission, I think it might be easier if I were to sit down so that the witness in Indonesia can see my face and see me talking.
Very well.
I think that might help
Yeah.
the proceedings.
No, I think so. Please, be seated then, Mr. Vani. Whatever is necessary to facilitate the process here.
I'm grateful to your lordship.
Very well.
Mr. Mshlalele, firstly, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. We're aware that you have a busy schedule in Indonesia. So on behalf of the families, we are grateful for your presence today, and we're looking forward to hearing your story, which we believe is an important story for this court and indeed the country to hear. And if you do hear me, perhaps you can just indicate a short response so that we have you on the record. Okay. Unfortunately, because we need to record this, a thumbs up is welcome, but you need to actually say something orally.
All right.
Okay. Let's start our conversation, Letlapa, by you talking about yourself. Can you briefly tell us your personal history and how it was that you became politically involved with the struggle for freedom in South Africa?
Well, before I get to my profile or my history, I just want to get something off my chest.
Please do.
It's going to be very brief. I want to quote a German philosopher, Dietrich Bonhoeffer. I quote, "Driven and hunted by me, they make us useless and condemned, bearing the burden of our abusers. It is we who are the accusers." Unquote. Now, coming to your question, I was born on the 8th of December 1960 in the then Northern Transvaal. Today it is called Limpopo, the province of Limpopo. I grew up in a village. I was brought up this church. And as I grew up, I had some question marks, justice of God. But how could God have favored children on one side and children who were favored? Now that was the beginning of the sowing of seeds of questioning.
Sorry, Lapa, can I just ask you to pause? Can I just ask you to pause for a moment? From our side, your image on the screen has frozen, and also the last few minutes, the audio was also quite broken up. I just want to see whether from our side we can resolve this. Can you just give us a moment? And if you did hear me, could you just indicate that you heard me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
My Lord, a helpful suggestion has been made by Advocate Governor that we take a short adjournment to see if we can resolve this. If not, then I think we do have to go to Plan B. And given that this witness, I think, is quite important for this inquest, it might be preferable to have him in court where we can communicate more clearly.
Yes, I certainly don't want to miss any part of his testimony.
As the court pleases.
Yes. So, Mr. Pasrera, we're going to take a brief adjournment just to see if we can attend to the technical issues on our side, and we'll take it from there. So I'll adjourn briefly. The court will adjourn.
All right.
My friend, leave the meeting.
I think your connection is a little bit clearer now. Do you want to just try to do a couple of sentences again?
Well, I was asking if I should leave the meeting now during the period of adjournment.
No, you can stay where you are. We just want to do another test run because what happened in your testimony, your image froze and the audio broke up. We've already put it to the judge that we're now thinking of perhaps asking you to maybe suspend these proceedings. Let me ask you, would you be willing, if we were to arrange your transport and accommodation during the last week of March, and we'd be flexible on those days, if you could perhaps give us an indication whether on either one day at the end of March, whether you'd be willing to come to East London to testify in person. Because given the importance of your evidence, we think that probably is the better way to go.
Yes, I agree that I'm willing to come down to East London, but I did not get you clearly on the question of transport and accommodation.
Yes, we will arrange all your logistical arrangements, including flights and hotel.
Okay, no, it's okay. But then it is better to earmark the day in advance so that I can rearrange my own things.
Okay, that's February. Okay, we're just calling up the calendar for March. The options would be 24th, that's the Monday. And I think we should either go for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, so any time between the 24th and the 27th of March. Would any of those days work for you?
Yes. No, actually there's ample time to fix things on my side. That's why I say you have a blank check to choose the day.
Okay. So can we provisionally pencil you in for Monday the 24th of March?
Yeah, I remember Monday it will be helpful even for me. Yeah.
Okay.
They can go. Okay.
All right, then if you're in agreement, and given that we are struggling somewhat with audio and visual, I think we should make that arrangement be more comfortable for yourselves and for us as well.
Yeah, no. I think let's go for that because this is frustrating. When at first I could hardly hear the judge, the presiding judge, but later on I could hear him. Let's go for option B.
Okay. Can I just ask you to hold on for a couple of more minutes so that we can confirm this with the judge, and he will then excuse you.
Okay, I'll hang on.
Let's go.
Thanks so much for the indulgence. We have looked into the technical issues, and we don't believe they will be adequately resolved. The witness has also indicated that he is finding it quite frustrating to give testimony when the audio and visual is not at its best. So with the leave of the court, my lord, we would like to go to Plan B, which probably should be referred to as Plan A. Mr. Mshatlela has indicated that he is willing to come to East London, and we have tentatively penciled in Monday, March 24th for his testimony. So with the leave of your lordship, we'd like to request the court to postpone the hearing of this witness and to excuse him.
Thank you, Mr. Vani. Mr. Kuslere, hopefully you can still hear me.
I can hear you.
I'm sorry about the technical problems that we are experiencing, but I would very much take your entire testimony. I don't want to lose anything of what you're saying. So we are going to revert to the alternative arrangement that has been discussed. I'm told that you would be back in South Africa in time to be able to present your evidence in the first week of March.
My lord, that's the last week.
Sorry, last week. I'm sorry. It's actually the last week of March. So we're going to revert to that arrangement and not continue with your testimony at this juncture. I'm going to stand your evidence down to that last week of March. It appears at present that your testimony would in all likelihood be taken on the Monday, the 24th of March. But the legal representatives will be in touch with you about logistics. We are sitting in East London, so hopefully we can get all of those arrangements sorted out so that you are actually able to continue and complete your testimony. So I'm nevertheless going to thank you up to this stage for being prepared and willing and available to assist us. It's very much appreciated. So I'm going to postpone the proceedings and hopefully we will see you then in that last week of March. Safe journeys, travel back home.
Thanks, my lord.
Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're excused then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Very well, so Mr. Rani, you put it back to plan A.
Yes, my lord, I think that would work best for the court and for the witness.
It also sounds better, plan A.
Indeed, my lord. We didn't hear the quote of the German philosopher.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure which philosopher it was, but I'm eagerly waiting to hear that important testimony.
That is quite so. That will be the first prize if we're able to make those arrangements to have Mr. attend.
We will make those arrangements and ensure that he is in court in time.
I'm sure your client would also appreciate that very much.
Indeed.
Yeah. So that takes care for the moment of Mr. Slele. What else remains for us?
My lord, I'm going to hand over to Advocate Bosman for the state.
Very well. Bosman, morning.
There is an aspect regarding the proceedings, the schedule of witnesses today,
Yes.
which we would request to address yourself in court, in chambers if possible.
Very well. So, what was the village for? I know that Ms. Flanagan is now also not being able to present her testimony.
My lord, according to the proposed schedule, it was going to be Mr. Nordair who was going to testify again today, but he finished his testimony yesterday,
Which day is it now?
Wednesday,
Day 7.
day 7.
Day 8. Day 8.
Oh, day 8, sorry.
Very well. So Mr. He's been...
He's completed his evidence, my lord.
Okay. What else, Mr. Village?
Miss Flanagan was to testify this afternoon.
Yes. Unfortunately, now that is also not possible. Were those the witnesses that were dealt with today?
Yes, my lord.
All right.
My lord, if we could adjourn and address any issues arising from trying to schedule new witnesses in place.
Yes. This seems to be the witnesses that we have planned in the evening. I don't know if there's any likelihood of slotting anybody else in such short notice.
Yes, my lord. Okay. My lord, I've just been passed a note that I think I did indicate that Miss Boucher, who was injured in this incident, has elected or has requested to give information or to testify before the court as to her experiences in this matter. She will only be available tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, so realistically speaking, obviously now been an unforeseen turn of events, which would really leave us without any further witnesses.
My Lord, if I could address, if we could have a discussion in chambers, possibly we can make an arrangement.
Very well, very well. So, shall I just stand the proceeding down for the moment, for that purpose?
As the court pleases.
We'll stand down. Welcome to the media back. Actually missed you. Mr. Riley.
My Lord, as discussed this morning, we're going to watch these two documentaries. We did have it up on the screen. I think our technical advisor has just arrived. So, my Lord, the first footage is the short one prepared by the families and survivors as a visual memorial to those who lost their lives. And that'll be then followed by the documentary on the Highgate case made by Mark Kaplan. Just wait for His Lordship to give you the go.
Thank you. Shall we say that? Is it 6 deceased there? Or 5? I'm not sure.
And my lord, I believe it was 5.
Was it 5?
Yeah.
I might have counted incorrectly.
My lord, those images were very powerful and poignant reminder of how such full and promising lives were crudely snuffed out. And we thank Lindeen Page and the families for putting that together. If we have the documentary by Mark Kaplan loaded, we can.
Very well. Let's see that.
Good evening. Another brutal attack on an Eastern Cape hotel has been planned. Opened fire with AK-47 rifles shortly after 10 last night. The attackers broke the police and process
So we are positive, we are looking for the same. That
my medical aid started the 1st of May 1993, the day I was shot. Roland came to visit that morning, and we were standing outside by the swimming pool in the bride area. And while we were talking, this buffet came moving up towards us, and that morning Roland and I, we both killed that snake. And that night, it's a strange thing that we were shot together. Like it was a bad omen thing, I suppose.
I don't know, my dad had a funny feeling that something was going to happen. Because, I mean, he tried to stop us from going.
I still said to Roland, right before the saying that, I mean, we were the two guys that never got into trouble.
This is the first time that I came back here after 14 years. I don't feel good. I feel scared. You walk in here, you see this place, you can see yourself lying there in all the blood. You can see them standing by the door shooting.
Well, do you think you received that?
And all that happened to us just because of one quick drink.
We're used to the Highgate being a little bit of a tough place, and everybody goes there after work to relax, and we expected maybe one or two guys unwind too much, and then they had a bit of fisticuffs, so we were under the impression that's what it was.
I thought there was maybe two guys outside, there's normally that odd fight.
That's okay.
And when I turned around to look, I saw this guy that was running up with about 12 and this rifle, and I thought, who the hell's playing fool here? Till he turned the gun on to us and he opened fire, and I knew it was no joke.
The Highgate Massacre was the worst attack of its kind at that time in 1993, a time of huge political turbulence. 5 people were killed, 7 were severely injured. I only made contact with the group during 2006, all those years later, when I was asked to help the survivors meet together for the first time since the attack took place.
I turned it down and he drove it. and we were on high bar stools, and we went backwards. And when he hit the floor, he must have hit his head, and he was unconscious.
And also he fell on top of me, and that's why I think I was covered in so much blood.
By the time we got down, we lay on the floor, I was shot in the back of the leg.
I could see the little red sparks. It was like an orange spark, obviously when I looked straight at the bullets. I could see them sort of flying over me. And I just closed my eyes.
You could hear the bullet coming as he passed you, like boop, 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 past you.
I just remember like shooting non-stop, automatic rifles. I knew I was hit 3 times. I never felt any pain.
Screaming and smoke, it was absolute chaos.
And the blood was shooting out like a tap, and Carl actually put his elbow in the hole like this to try and stop it from bleeding.
And I think at that time when I started moving, that guy realized that, there were still people that were alive. And that's when he reloaded another magazine and started shooting again. Then you hear this canister roll behind you, that sound, and then the tear gas will hitting you. And then that big explosion of the grenade came off. Felt like that whole building was coming down on top of you. And then it was dead silence after that. Pitch dark, dead silence. You never heard a word from no one.
Tippy was lying exactly where Roland is standing now. And from there they're slipping all the way along here and out this door over here. This is the door that the cripple guy actually kicks open.
The whole time, yes, like, I don't know, I was just like thinking overtime. It was wild in the ambulance. I can remember Chappie saying, please pray, I'm going to die. I can't even remember what I prayed, but I could feel blood just pumping out of me at that time.
It was horrific. And after that I came home, still couldn't believe it, and I came home and I said to my wife, "Joe, this just happened." And I went to my bedroom at about 3:30 in the morning, and I had this like burning sensation in my head, like a noise. And I sat on the steps there and I wrote a song. When your time comes, it's forever, something you just can't control. You must make peace with your maker. You don't know when your story will be told. It's all over in a moment, so far beyond your control. Life is taken by another. It's a sad story told. My heart stopped 3 occasions in different operations. And there was a time where I was having double ops. The orthopedic surgeon and the surgeon would be operating at the same time. There were some times I would be coming out of theatre and there'd be complications, and before I get to the ward, they'd turn me around and start taking me back to theatre again. I was lying on my back like this, but this part of my head wasn't covered, and I could see what they were doing. And all I could see was the guy's arm going like this, but I couldn't feel anything, and of course I didn't register at that time what they were doing. I was still very sedated and all that. And that will stay with me. It's always in my mind. I mean, I'll never forget it.
I would work in the daytime, straight from work, go to the hospital. 5 o'clock in the morning, my daughter would pick me up. I'd come home, get bathed, showered, get dressed, go back to work. Carried on and it carried on and it carried on.
It was my luck the whole way, because I mean, all the bullets that were fired, the grenade went off, and I was shot at outside here, and I didn't get actually hit once. The only thing which I did suffer was a broken eardrum, and mental problems.
The attack took place on Saturday night. As always, the place was buzzing. And each person that was there that night has their own story to tell. We're still busy piecing together what those stories are, but we can be pretty certain that the attackers were not expecting to be fired on themselves.
One of the patrons, who, fearing for his own safety, wishes to remain anonymous, returned fire.
And like I said, I pulled my weapon out, fired, got the bar lady onto the phone, and then I stood at the exit of the bar. When the second chap came with an AK to the entrance, I fired at him. He ran out the hotel.
Dion Harris was there that night. He died in the attack. He was there that evening celebrating the fact that his sister was about to give birth and he was likely to become an uncle on his birthday. During the evening, he met somebody who had just had his first child and they talked babies. Once this person had left, Dion decided to call him back so that they could exchange phone numbers. A month after Dion died, his family went to scatter his ashes at Morgan Bay because it was his favorite fishing spot. While they were there, a man emerged from a nearby building asking them what they were doing. Coincidentally, it was the same man that Dion had met at the Highgate, and he just happened to be there that weekend.
This guy mentioned that Dion had saved many lives by asking him to come back and get his phone number, as if he hadn't been there shooting back, he's sure many more lives would have been lost.
An anonymous caller claiming to be an Azanla cadre telephoned the South African press.
It was 1993, the CODESA negotiations were underway and the country was burning. We were in a severe crisis. And so the right wing was quick to exploit the shock and outrage of this attack not only on the white community, but on one of their favorite drinking holes. Constant Viljoen, former head of the Apartheid Defence Force, did go to visit the survivors in hospital, although many of them comment on how awkward and uncomfortable he was. That evening, he spoke at an LVOB rally alongside Eugenie Terblanche.
They are just a bunch of criminals. Van Waterberg tot Tafelberg, steden was Londen, Zuid-Afrika, vanuit de brand. Als die regering capituleren, dan vat ons met geweld Zuid-Afrika.
I couldn't believe what happened to us when I came round after theatre. I had to come to terms with a lot of things.
He was very scared, very, very, very anxious and scared to get out of bed. I told him he's still so young. His whole life is ahead of him. And I said to him, I promise you, if you start walking, I will go with you fishing because he loves fishing. I promised him, if you start walking, I'll even go dancing with you. I just kept on pushing and pushing. Nothing will happen, nothing will go wrong. Life goes on, you are safe. Let's just get out of the back door, get into the car, you're going to be safe. And till one day we went out of the back door and somebody shot at us. The bullet passed my car by 3 inches and the other bullet missed Chappie, the head of Chappie.
And when they did find the bullet off the roof, I still saw the policeman had the bullet in his hand. It was hit flat, and when it hit the tiles of the roof. But a couple of days later, they told us no, it wasn't a bullet, it was a piece of metal. So it was also like a total cover-up, that the police were covering or something up.
So who do you think was behind the shooting?
Got no idea. up to today, we got no idea.
More than a decade after the attack, the survivors gathered for the first time. Shattering new information emerged that indicated the attackers were not black people, they were not APLA, they were not PAC. And so the question emerged and still lives with the group today. Who were they?
There's still so many questions. That's why we don't understand why the NPA can say they've hit a brick wall.
The fact that the guys were wearing balaclavas, and according to some of the information, it appeared that they had war paint on, or black like me makeup as they call it, would indicate that the majority of the attackers were white.
The sniper from the PAC said that APLA soldiers will never war balaclavas.
These guys were experienced, they were well trained, they were capable marksmen, and the fact that they withdrew under the tear gas, which has happened in no other incident in the Republic during the armed struggle, indicates to me that it was definitely the so-called third force involved.
Makes me angry. Very angry. 14 years we believed it was APLA. And we heard that it was the third force. Our own people.
My own people.
It could have been one of our friends. I always think of it like that. It could have been one of our friends.
You know, you talk to cops. You know, they sit in the police today and you try to fish out what do they know? How much do they know? And then they tell you these things. You know, we've got a family and kids at home. We can't get involved. And what does that tell you?
I've got no feeling to forgive them. I'm sorry, I'll never forgive them.
For your own people to come in and shoot you cold-blooded, I'm sorry, I can't forgive them. I'll never be able to forgive them. It would have been easier to forgive APLA than whoever these people are.
Of all the leaders across the political spectrum whom the Highgate survivors had contact with, it was the ex-APLA commander, Letlapa Mphahlele, who showed the most compassion and helped the survivors access whatever information was available about who the attackers might have been. In the light of his understanding and support, Neville, Thora and Carl decided they would like to become members of the PAC.
This has been taken away from me. I can never go into the rocks and do fishing like this, rock and surf anymore.
Neville lives in constant pain. His medical aid cover only provides pain medication for 9 months of the year.
No one will realize until you've lost your independence. To be able to do things for yourself. There's a lot of things I can't do, which is what I used to do. If something goes wrong with your car, you can't get under the car to see what's going on. You can't change your wheel. But you call yourself a man that can't change your wheel. So what are you?
Being involved in stock cars is keeping me going. When you're on the track, you forget about everything.
After they'd met as a group, the Highgate survivors discovered that they shared a common passion for stock car racing. But even here, with all the anticipation, the fun, the noise, the dust, the braais, the beer, They can't escape the long shadow cast by the massacre.
The worst incident I've ever been to. There were bodies lying all over, blood all over. So it was bad. No, at this stage, it was under investigation. I can't comment on that, I'm not too sure.
Has this attack brought you a little closer together?
There was times I thought we have got closer and then we drifted apart and then we've got closer. But I think there too we've never really sat down and spoken about what happened that night.
Like a lot of people, the more they talk about it, the better it gets for them. With me now, it was the other way around. But the biggest thing which I see is that it's taken 15 years of my life.
Since the formation of the Highgate Survivors Group, there is a sense of connection. People are not as isolated as they used to be. But given what they're going through, there are tensions that emerge from time to time.
My whole thing, what affected me so bad this time was when this whole Highgate story started over again with the memorial, bringing back the memories and all that. I opened this paper on the 1st of May and this really hurt me. On this, there's Neville's chair and there's my chair. And they mentioned his name but they didn't mention my name. That was like really settling for me.
I don't want to be the one that's mostly spoken about. I'm not the only survivor that came out of the Highgate attack. There's how many of us? I can't help that sometimes things are more focused on me than on other survivors. I don't plan it that way.
I was mentally hurt, I think, more than all of these people because they all went to hospital after the Highgate shooting. They were all on medication. I was on no medication.
Because I did ask him to go out that night.
You feel guilty? You really feel like you got him in that place anyway?
Yeah.
You can't feel guilty, you were innocent.
I'm just too pleased to have taken those bullets for Roland.
Working with the Highgate survivors has been one of the most painful and inspirational experiences of my life. There's this terrible heartache of them living in a shadow world of no answers as to who did this, who authorized it, why did they do this terrible thing. And yet at the same time, there's this extraordinary capacity for courage and for a sense of life and celebration and enjoyment of being together as they pursue this relentless search for answers and their need for justice.
When your time comes, it's forever. It's something you just can't control. You must make peace with your maker. You don't know when your story will be told.
My Lord, we'd like to thank the filmmaker, Mark Kaplan, for making this really important tribute to the families and for raising questions and keeping this historic incident alive. Lord, I think that brings the proceedings for today to an end. In consultation with my learned friends for the state, we would like to meet with you in chambers just to raise an aspect in relation to tomorrow's evidence.
I was in adjourned proceedings until tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what the date is. 6th of February 2025. We anticipate that it will be somewhat of a busy day, so we will commence the proceedings a bit earlier. I therefore adjourn until 9 o'clock tomorrow. Council will have liberty to approach me in chambers.
As it